for your undergrad in sociology.
Yeah.
And you are the youngest in your family?
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of leads into my next question on your educational background. I know you said you majored in sociology. How was that for you? How was majoring in sociology for you?
I really liked it. I really enjoyed the different classes that I had to take. I mean, I really enjoyed it while I was there. At the moment, it's been difficult to get a job with that major, but for the most part, I've been pretty lucky.
Okay, so what about the classes did you like?
What did I like about the classes? Well, I liked the different topics. I liked that we had to take classes on social problems, political issues, socioeconomic issues. Like we had classes with on criminology, deviance. We also had to take courses in like abnormal psychology. I just really enjoyed learning about people and the way people turn out to be depending on environment and socioeconomic status, culture, race, class.
Okay, so do you feel that all of those classes that you really enjoyed all somehow incorporated all of your interest in it?
Yeah, I do feel that way.
Okay. Is that something that you would want to pursue, or is that an area that you really like, or is that something more that you took it, you enjoyed it, but that might not be something you want to go into?
That's difficult. I mean, I did really enjoy it. For a moment, I wasn't sure if I did want to go into that, but now I really do think I do want to pursue something in that. Yeah. I mean, I think it was a good tool when it comes to working with people, period.
Okay. So, what is some of your past work experience that you've had?
I used to work at a safe house for victims of domestic violence. I worked there for about 6 months. I did an internship with a nonprofit organization, and I worked with victims of human trafficking. I recently worked at a law firm. It was an immigration law firm. And then I used to work with an individual who had Down syndrome, and I worked with him for about a year. And then I worked with middle school students, and I worked with them for about 2 years.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a wide range of previous jobs that you've had. What do you think is what drew you to those positions?
I think it was the fact that I wanted to help people.
So it seems like I'm seeing a very common theme, like both in your educational setting and in your past work experience, where it's all somehow involves helping others.
Yeah.
Is that something that you want to continue doing?
Yeah, I really like the feeling of knowing that you're making a difference.
And what about your not so enjoyable work experiences from the previous positions that you've had? What are some of the things that you did not like about them?
So, I mean, when I worked at the law firm, the bigger picture was, it was pretty rewarding. I did have a role in the bigger picture, I guess you can say, in the bigger outcome, but I realized I didn't really enjoy that job. I mean, I did have a goal towards something, but while I was there, it just started off entry level, and I just felt like I wasn't really interacting personally with the clients, and it just didn't feel rewarding. It just kind of felt very it didn't feel rewarding at all. It felt kind of superficial and stuff.
What is it that you were looking for in that position? What could have made it feel different?
It was probably a little bit more personal. Like if there was actually more, you actually had more of bonder of a relationship with the clients, but it was more, just seeing different clients every day, talking to different people every day, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. So you wanted to see more of a immediate change, or more of a you wanted to feel like you had more of a direct impact on individuals.
Yeah, more of a role, I guess you can say.
So, aside from your personal, your education, and your work experience, what are some of your hobbies and your interests? Like, what do you like to do during your free time?
During my free time, I usually like to write a lot. I like to write or listen to music, I guess you can say. Exercise. I try to exercise here and there. But mostly I like to write.
So you like to write and listen to music?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you like to write? Is it like songs, or is it poems, or?
It's usually poems.
Okay. So what about writing poems interests you?
I think it's just it's a way for me to kind of, whatever I'm feeling, just kind of let it out, and it's easier to just write it. And I mean, I really like English and like poetry and things like that. So when I write, I think it's very cool to try to like put things together and use metaphors and imagery and put it together to have a bigger meaning.
Okay. And are these things that you like to share with others, or it's things that you just keep to yourself?
Sometimes, I mean, depending how personal I think the poem is. I mean, sometimes if I think it's pretty general and other people could relate to it, then I'll share. In a public space, I'll share it. But if it's something personal, usually I'll share it with close friends. Or if it's something that I'm just not ready to share, it just usually stays with me.
So if you don't mind me asking, what are some of the things that you write about? Is it more, it could just be very general, like is it just more about yourself, or about your surroundings, or about others? Like what topics do you find yourself writing about the most?
Well, it's usually however I'm feeling at that moment in time. I mean, for a while I would write a lot about just how I used to always have this struggle with myself. So a lot of my poems were about me struggling to be more positive in the way I thought about things, and just kind of digging deep to see like, why am I having this thought process, and just kind of figuring out where that was coming from, and then just kind of working it out and finding solutions to it. So that was one topic, and then for a while it was a lot of my poems were on like society and equality and social problems.
Well, it seems like you're very observant, not only within yourself, but also within your surroundings.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing some of those hobbies and interests with me. Now I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.